Hey, so do you constantly self-censor yourself when speaking to people? So in the moment, it feels like you're over-analyzing every little word that comes out of your mouth and how it's being said, how it's coming across, and you're vigilant about people's reactions and their responses to those words that are coming out of your mouth, and it gets exhausting, right? So in this video, I want to help you overcome this attachment to every word that's coming out of your mouth, this over-analysis. I want to help you understand how you can be more bold, more expressive, so you can put yourself out there and you can have people experience the real you, not the fake you that you're putting out there, okay? So let's get into this video right now. All right, so if you're already a part of our tribe, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rubin, and I'm a transformational coach, and this channel is dedicated specifically to helping you overcome social anxiety. If that's something you experience, considering hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification beside that, make sure you hit both of those so that you know right when I release a video. And if you want to connect with me on a more personal level, you can follow me on Instagram, and I'd love to hear from you on there. Okay, and to start here, I want to start with the key mindset, which is the absolute foundation of everything that we're going to cover today. And that is your utmost goal, your North Star, the most important goal in your entire life, from the moment that you wake up all the way throughout your day till when you go to sleep. That is to reach for the highest version of yourself. It's to reach for your highest potential as a human being and to develop your personality in a way that allows you to get to your highest potential, okay? And that happens one day at a time. It's to constantly be learning and growing and being a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. There is no other competition. There's no other comparison. Every other goal in your life is ultimately to serve this ultimate goal. Okay, and so this mindset here, it should take a big weight off of your shoulders, because what you express into the world is simply a reflection of what you believe about it internally. Okay, and if you're constantly growing one day at a time, what you express into the world is going to change and evolve. And therefore, you don't need to be very attached to what you say at that particular moment in time, okay? So let me show you this diagram here. And ultimately, when you're suffering from social anxiety, you know that, I'm just gonna make sure this is in line here. You know that you have suffered past traumas, past pains. That is really fueling. These deep wounds are truly fueling this inability to be safe around other people, this constantly feeling on edge or not being able to express yourself, okay? Now, that all comes down to past traumas, and what we have here is repressed emotion, okay? This is stored away in your unconscious mind, okay? And what that means is you're not aware of it on the level that you need to be. So you kind of know it's there, but you're not giving it the respect it deserves, and you're not understanding how much it's truly dictating what you experience, what you see in the world, the people you come into contact with. This dictates everything, okay? Now, what keeps it stored away is denial, okay? It's denial, because what you see out there, if you see only sadness out there, let's say you see only sadness in the world, okay? That doesn't mean that there's only sadness in the world. It's only what you see. Why? Because denial is keeping sadness repressed away in your unconscious mind. And there's three main mechanisms that we use to keep this locked away, stored away, because it's too painful for it to come to the surface and us have to process through it and face the truth of what it is and the impact it's had on our lives thus far, okay? What are the three mechanisms? Is escape, expression, and suppression, okay? Escaping, constant dissociation, for example. Constantly sitting people, being in your head, or having to escape into alcohol, for example, to feel comfortable around people, that is escape, okay? This is the main one we're gonna focus on today, which is expression, okay? the things you say, the things you speak about, the conversations that you're having out there. That is expression, and we're going to focus on that in just a moment. And then suppression. So this is constantly having to do breathing techniques or constantly having to give yourself affirmation in order to store away emotions that are coming up. Okay, so anger comes up and you purposefully try to shove it away and purposely divert your away from that anger. Go away anger, bad anger, okay? Because you do not want it to surface, or you're using breathing techniques to calm yourself down. That is suppression. Now, these methods, if they're done on autopilot, it's like you have no control over it, okay? You have no control over freezing up, for example, the way you express. You have no control over withdrawing, freezing up, being unexpressive, for example, okay? Or you're too dependent on the alcohol, for example. If there's no control over it, these are unhealthy, okay? They are unhealthy and they do nothing but serve to keep your social anxiety alive by how? Keeping these repressed emotions below the surface. And by the way, if you need help with these repressed emotions and healing from them, okay? If you don't like what you're expressing into the world, okay, or your inability to express into the world, okay, I'm going to put a link below the video. I'll put another one up here, and I encourage you to book a call with me so that you can learn more about how you can work with me so that we can get you expressing powerfully. We can stop you from dissociating and escaping, and we can take away your reliance on constant grounding and breathing techniques, okay? So I encourage you to book that call. The link is below the video. But let's go back here to our mindset. You want to stay committed to this growth mindset, improving one day at a time and observing and noticing the differences of what you are expressing. We're going to focus on this expressing, okay? Because early on in your recovery, I actually recommend that you do this very consciously. So you constantly express into the world, express your deepest fears, your thoughts, your feelings. Really express that out, but being aware that that's what you're doing. So being unaware of it would be that, hey, people are assholes, they're always humiliating me, and I'm constantly feeling on edge because of it, okay? Being aware that you're expressing that out is, okay, I notice that there's a voice in my head or there's this feeling inside me, and it's that people are constantly trying to humiliate me. Okay, you're just aware of that feeling or that thought within you. So you're exercising a bit of detachment from what you express. I'm not saying don't express it outward, but stay detached to the words that are coming out of your mouth, because remember, it's about mindset. That's just a reflection of where you're at right now. It's not where you're gonna be at for the rest of your life. And this is a very common thing here, is for people, or they think that one day they're going to arrive and just be good and just not be uncomfortable anymore, okay? But this is the burden of consciousness, what we call the burden of consciousness. What this means is there's always going to be something to work on. As the saying goes, new level, new devil, okay? So right now, it could be social anxiety that you're dealing with. And let's say you overcome your social anxiety, okay? So over here, you overcome your social anxiety, you heal from your past bullying experiences or family of origin issues, and you no longer have this hypervigilance about being around people. So what does that allow you to do? It allows you to apply and step into a leadership position. You have more responsibility, okay? But that doesn't mean you're not going to have more stuff down here that's going to be pulled out when you move into the next level. Because when you step into the leadership position, all of the imposter syndrome is going to come up, okay? Managing and dealing with people, you're going to realize you have all these parts of yourself that love power, that love feeling superior to people, that love having power over people. And you didn't realize this was back here, okay? Or maybe you overcome your social anxiety so you get more comfortable with dating and you get into a relationship. And then what comes up in that new level of growth is you start to realize you have unresolved things about, maybe it's about seeing your parents' relationship, the things you picked up from there and the beliefs you picked up by viewing your parents' relationship and the wounds you picked up within the context of a romantic relationship. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that there's always going to be something that comes up for your next level of growth. For your next growth edge, there's always going to be discomfort that comes up for you to take the next level. Okay, and so let's go back here. It's very important that you stay detached from the words that are coming out of your mouth and move into a position of an observer of them with the intent that you're using them as evidence for what is in your repressed storehouse so that you can go on and work on them and grow as a person. That is the key here. And this is where the true freedom lies, because remember the burden of consciousness, there's always going to be something to work on. It's not always going to be social anxiety, but there's always going to be discomfort and things that you're going to have to work through to reach that fullest, highest potential and that highest version of yourself, okay? But when you use that in a detached way as evidence to trace back, to work and grow through your old patterns, to shift your old patterns, that's when life gets fun. Okay, that's when you don't have to take life so seriously because you know you can work on it, you know you can shift the pattern, you know that because of that, you're gonna grow into a more powerful version of yourself, a more fully expressed version of yourself. Okay, and so if you need more help with this, I encourage you to book that call. It's below the video so we can tackle this thing together. We also have a free guide and a free masterclass. Those are extremely empowering resources that you can leverage as well. I'm gonna put those below the video as well. And if you're still watching, I really appreciate you. Thank you for spending this time with me. And here's some other videos that you can check out next, all right? So get out there, experiment, have fun again, and we'll see you soon, all right? Peace.